Hi, good afternoon. I am Bernadette Lunas and welcome to the Good Life. In March every year, the world trains the spotlight on women. The International Women's Month aims to highlight the achievements of women, serve as a platform to discuss the various issues women face, and inspire and empower women to be agents of change and development. In fact, women and empowerment are often used together during this time of the year, which points to the value of providing the opportunity and the right tools that will enable us to be empowered. The truth is, it takes more than a month to empower women. Ensuring gender parity is a continuous process, a year-long thing. One of the companies here in the country that prides itself on promoting gender equality and maintaining a bias-free workplace where everyone, regardless of gender, is given the opportunity to fulfill their roles at work and at home and still enjoy life is snacks company Mondelez Philippines, the maker of our favorite Toblerone, Cadbury Dairy Milk, Oreo, and more. To tell us more about how they promote diversity and inclusion and create a workplace that truly empowers women is the people lead at Mondelez Philippines, Ms. Sheila Pangilinan. Welcome to the show, Ms. Pangilinan.
Hi, Bernadette, and good afternoon to all your viewers at The Good Life.
Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Great. I hope you're doing well, Bernadette, and to all the viewers
Yes,
out.
yes, I'm well. Okay, so before we talk about other women at Mondelez Philippines, we would like to know more about you, your role in the company, and how long have you been working at the company?
Great. So thank you so much, Bernadette, for allowing Mondelez to be part of your show this afternoon. And I would like to greet all the great women out there. Happy International Women's Day. So been with Mondelez for the last 9 years. So excited that I'm part of the second home. For Mondelez, we've been creating moments of joy in the last 58 years, and we empower people to snack right. We do this by providing the right snack at the right time, at the right moment, and made in the right way. So in Mondelez, I would say that we continue to create winning growth culture by providing great
Mm-hmm.
talents and diverse workforce. So in the last 9 years, I would say I've been leading the team to make sure that we can balance the business growth as well as the people agenda. And I'm really proud that we were able to co-create exciting moments to make sure that we provide the best of the world for our talents as well as business opportunity.
Okay, so how about you? How long have you been working at Mondelez Philippines?
Yeah,
And what
so
are the things you like about working there?
yes, I like your question there, Bernadette. So, been with Mondelez for the last 9 years. And I would say what's really exciting about Mondelez Philippines is that if you have, it's more fun in the Philippines. I would say it's more enjoyable to work in Mondelez Philippines. So it's a combination of the word M for Mondelez and enjoy. And I would say there are 8 reasons about that. So the first one, I would say we have, a good representation for women leader. We have 59% of women leaders in the Philippines. So if you're going to equate that, so that will be out of 10, you have 6 women leader. And that's very, inspiring and exciting. The second one, we have a strong diversity with regard to generation. So we have a mixed generation for workforce. So we have a mixture of boomers, Gen Xers, Gen Y, and Z, which is basically an exciting opportunity because you can put actually the strength in the, I would say, creative opportunity to bring that together. Thirdly,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm also excited of the fact that they put a lot of belief in Filipino talents. In the last 5 years, we were able to export 77 talents across the globe, all the way from UK, US, Southeast Asia, China, and even India, and even Australia. And the fourth one, I can say as well, we work hard, we play harder. So along the way, we're able to come up with engagement activity, partnership, internally and even with the community. Fifth, we also have, I would say, inclusive workforce. even before the pandemic, that's really exciting. The team was able to develop, a work from home policy. And even before the legislation, we were able to provide a format maternity leave for our employees with pay and benefit. Six,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, that's really exciting, right, Bernadette?
Yes,
And
it
six
is.
actually, thank you. And six is that we were able to create, best practices locally, which has been replicated and captured across the globe. Okay. Seventh, apart from that, we were able to, develop early careers in Mondelez. And these early careers are the strength that we have with regard to making sure that we get to have a balance of the talents from within. And lastly,
Mhm.
we take commitment in developing careers in Mondelez.
All right, so many things to love about working at Mondelez.
Thank you.
So, according to a 2013 study conducted in Amsterdam, companies with gender diverse team perform better than male dominated teams in terms of sales and profits. While a study by the Center for Creative Leadership revealed a higher percentage of women in an organization was related to more job satisfaction and employee engagement and retention. So, which brings me to my question of how many women are currently working at Mondelez Philippines, and of the total workforce, how many are in leadership roles?
Okay. Very exciting. Bernadette, where we are now, we have 500 population in the Philippines
Mm-hmm.
for our workforce, and one third of that are women. We have the opportunity to share our uniqueness and share our talent at home and at the workplace. And women leader, we have about 59%. So if we're going to look into that, that will be equivalent to six female leader out of the 10 leaders in Mondelez. And it's a good representation and parity. And with that, we were able to come up with creativity, innovation, and definitely strong collaboration across organization.
All right. Okay. So, gender wage gap and gender discrimination are workplace issues that are present in many countries and considered in the recruitment process. So, has gender ever become a factor in recruitment, promotion, and or pay at Mondelez Philippines?
Okay, I like your question, Bernadette, and I'm really happy to share that we never had that challenge on gender discrimination in Mondelez. In the last few
Mm-hmm.
years, Mondelez we keep our commitment with regard to living our values on doing what is right. And with that, we provide equal employment opportunity across the organization. So for any vacancy that we have, we try to make sure that we slate a male and a female candidate to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that we get to look for the best talent out there. So we hire for qualification, we also hire for capability, and we try to make sure also that these talents are not being discriminated by their gender, but we try to look on the potential that they have and how they can
Mm-hmm.
create magic and contribution to the organization. So I think the picture that you're seeing in the video illustrates actually how do we bring, gender diversity in the organization by making sure
Mm-hmm.
that we try to leverage on each other's strength and support each other the same way.
All right. So, what are the programs the company employs that support career advancement of your women employees? Do you have like job training, one-on-one meeting, networking, mentoring program, or such? Could you please tell
Yeah,
us more about those that you have in place?
Yeah, thank you, Bernadette. Where we are now, we take pride and we take commitment in developing our talents and certainly developing capabilities. So I can share with you a few things that we're basically doing for Mondelez. The first one is, for the women leader that has been shared early on, we also have senior leader mentoring program which is
Mm-hmm.
basically supported all the way from AMIA. So we have few talents locally or attending the senior female mentoring program that we have. So we started that in 2020, and we're really glad that we have that opportunity to create network, learn from each other, ask questions, and have the opportunity to be supported with regard to some challenges, and more of making sure that we can also leverage on the learning opportunity. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is we also have, face back opportunity. So apart from the 4-month maternity leave that we're extending, an employee who just went through maternity leave can have a face back, wherein she can have a shortened work week, or it can also be supported with, I would say, an extended leave, just to make sure that she can assimilate and work effectively in her new role as a mom and in the
Mhm.
workplace. So we do that. The third one is we take career development seriously. We have this framework, we call it 70-20-10, wherein we provide an employee 70% learning opportunity, wherein the employee or talent is being shaped by the experiences. 20% is coming from coaching opportunity, and the 10% will be the structured opportunity.
Okay.
Lastly, we also provide the kind of support, Bernadette, with regard to facility. We have lactation room. We also have, parking space for pregnant women. And
Mhm.
we also have an opportunity with regard to work from home, and we also have the opportunity for those spouse who's based abroad. We also have remote, working with regard to
Mhm.
support the spouse as well. We've done that in 2020.
All right. Okay, so the mentoring program. So a junior employee can simply approach a senior executive, for example. Is that right?
So for the junior talents that we have, we also have the
Mm-hmm.
local mentoring programs. So we try
Mm-hmm.
to identify it. But we also have the coaching program, which is
Okay.
being done between the employee and the people manager. It's happening on a
Mm.
regular basis.
All right. So how have these programs helped your employees achieve their maximum potential? Has there been, say, an increase in women in management positions since implementation?
Yeah, I love it. I guess, in the journey that we've had, Bernadette, we've improved women leadership representation. Long time ago, women representation on leadership is only 30%, and then now it's 60%. So it's a testimony that
Mm-hmm.
we're taking representation for women leadership seriously. And secondly, our
Mm-hmm.
retention as well for talents has been improved as well. We have the all-time low
Mm-hmm.
attrition rate that we've had for last year. And similarly,
Right.
roles opportunities wise, it also improved because women are raising their hands with regard to role opportunity locally, regionally, and even globally.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you were talking about flexibility earlier. When another study asked women to rate importance of workplace perks and benefits, work flexibility is at the top of their list. So, what are your work policies that support women and promote work-life balance?
Okay, so on workplace flexibility, firstly, the extended maternity leave provision that has been very good and helpful. Secondly, on the flexibility as well, we have, I would say, a flexible work schedule. You have an opportunity to work between 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And apart from that, too, we also defined our working time, flexible working time in Mondelez last year because we're
Mhm.
doing work from home. You're basically, you can only work between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Mhm.
Attending meetings, but in between that or after that, you may opt to do your personal thing. But at least we get to have that kind of flexibility, so they can manage their personal time and work. And lastly, for those employees who got married and then the spouse is based outside Manila, they have the opportunity to do the remote working too outside the Philippines.
Mhm. All right. So, um, those things are beneficial to women with spouses and women with children. But how about single women? Are they also given flexibility in the workplace?
Certainly, we also have a lot of single women working in Mondelez. So We
Mm-hmm.
provide that for the healthcare. We provided that flexibility. Single women can opt to enroll their parents for the benefit. At the same time, they can also opt to enroll other beneficiary for the health benefit. That's one. Um, Similarly, there might be some global calls that can be happening across the globe. So they have the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to make sure that they can also have a different time schedule to make sure that they have the time to rest and recover.
All right. So, have you adopted new policies for work-life balance? You mentioned earlier that you adopted new policies for work-life balance during the pandemic. And how did your pre-pandemic work policies help in adjusting to this current situation?
Yes. I guess we're really blessed that we're coming from essential goods organization. It's a need that we need to partner with the government as well
Mm-hmm.
as we make sure that the Eden food that we have that we're manufacturing is available in every Filipino homes, right? So last year, when we started the pandemic, we're glad that we're able to leverage on the work from home facility. Apart from that, too, we also provided some support with regard to number one, work system. We invested in major platform on employee services, wherein you can access your
Mm-hmm.
data information via the at the palm of your hand. You can get your information there. People manager can also get training materials, on site, wherein they can also access policy, even training materials, which has been, developed globally and it can be shared with your respective team. That's number two. Thirdly, I think the beauty as well of this, I would say, situation that we have, we're also given the opportunity to make sure that we can also meet people virtually and be supported
Mm-hmm.
also by Mondelez Resource Program. So we have all the e-learning available, supporting mental health, wellness, and then work-life balance. So that was provided to us. And nobody stops us actually to be healthy and exercise. We also had online Zumba, online yoga, which really energize everyone to make sure that you have the kind of opportunity to connect and have fun at the same time.
Wow, okay. So, well, one of our viewers, Boy Bautista, says hello, empowering people to snack right. And
Oh, hello.
Miss January Lim is watching from Gubat, Sorsogon, and Renzi watching from Parañaque.
Hi there.
All right. So, how about what's the feedback so far from your employees working from home with the current setup? How are they
Okay.
coping?
Yeah. Good point there, Bernadette. So I guess where we are now, we're adjusting in spite of the fact that it has been there for 1 year. Of course, employee gets to miss the connection and the face-to-face,
Mm-hmm.
interaction that we're having. But certainly, I guess it's more of that missing each and every one because, of course, you get to have that opportunity to hug each other,
Yes.
catch up with each other, and celebrate together. I guess those are the opportunity that we're doing now virtually in the new world.
Mm,
But of course, they appreciated the fact that we still try to connect and create the moments that matter. And of course, with all the flexibility, support that we're giving, that's also being, I would say, appreciated as well. Last year, we're glad, in spite of the pandemic, our employee engagement survey, that's the voice of the customer or voice of the employee, our engagement rating also improved. It means to say that, our employees or people are doing the right way with regard to bringing everyone in that common horizon. Last year, what really helped is the Right You movement. The Right You movement is bringing our employee ambassador about three things. Having a right mind, right body, and right purpose. And we have, a group of strong leaders coming from our employees in making sure that we can have that kind of balance. So those are the initiatives that we heard from our employees which has been shared not only in the Philippines but even up all the way in Southeast Asia.
All right. Okay, so um, you mentioned earlier that at Mondelez Philippines, you have extended paid maternity leave, which is longer than the standard 185 days. So, how many days of paid maternity leaves are accorded to your employees giving birth?
Yeah, yeah. So in 2017, Bernadette, we extended 120 days with pay to the
Mm,
employees. So
100.
you're right, it's beyond the law. Yeah, we're able to support our employees with that.
So, how do you help returning women transition back into the workplace? Could you
Uh,
please expound
as
more? You mentioned earlier something about it.
Yes, yes, yes. We have faced back Bernadette. So at least,
Mm-hmm.
after giving birth, the business partner, the HR business partner, we try to connect to the employee who gave birth and then ask how is she doing. And then we also try to connect if she would like to come back after 120 days. If
Mm-hmm.
she opt not to extend beyond, if she opt to extend beyond 120 days, we support that by having what we call the face back policy. Face back is you can choose either to shorten your work day every day, or you can also work, instead of working 5 times a week, you can work 3 times a week. So that's what we call short, you call it
Wow.
face back. And it can happen, a
Mm-hmm.
month after the return. So that's what we call face back. And in between, we also have the checkpoint with the people manager.
Mm-hmm. And you implemented these even before the pandemic, is that right?
You're right. You're right, Bernadette.
Okay. All right. So other companies have other well, let's call them unusual, but that not your usual perks for women like menstrual leave or monthly wellness stipend. Does Mondelez Philippines have other perks that nurture your women employees?
Yes, at the start of the year, we have a wellness allowance. We give that to all gender. I think that's
Okay.
something good so that we can have inclusion and diversity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's really helpful is the opportunity to connect and build network beyond Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the big advantage that they have. They can create project, they can learn and relearn new things, not only locally, regionally as well, and globally. I think that's the big vantage point that we have in Mondelez.
And you sponsor them.
Yes, yes. They can connect with the network that they can have within Mondelez.
Mm-hmm.
They can
Mm-hmm.
sign up for it, and then the people manager will be supporting it along the way too.
All right. So okay, one of our viewers, January Lim, shout out to her sisters who's also watching with her, Dr. Jing and Agnes Machitar. I hope I pronounced that right. All
Great.
right. So how do these policies in turn benefit the company in terms of morale, productivity, overall well-being of employees?
Okay. We're really blessed that, with the diversity that we have, because, nowadays we have a lot of, I would say, different opinion, different thoughts. But with the rich and diverse organization that we have, it provides us, three things. The
Mm-hmm.
first one, it gives us, innovation opportunity. We can create great things together because of the diverse workforce that we have. It's really rich and diverse. The
Mm-hmm.
second thing is that we were able to make sure that we can lift each other up, even in challenging time or difficult time. And thirdly, as well, with this diversity, we were able to come up also with strong engagement that is not about gender, right? So in
Mm-hmm.
the last 5 years, Bernadette, our engagement score improved by 23 pp, and that's it was made possible with the strong collaboration of all the teams that we have across Mondelez, people
Mm-hmm.
managers to make sure that we listen to the feedback, to the comments. And lastly, of course, it provides us opportunity to be productive.
Mhm.
and to be, I would say, high performing organization. So that's the beauty of diversity that we have in Mondelez.
I'm curious about that increased engagement. What does that mean?
Okay, so just to give you a context on Mondelez, year on year, we try to have, we call it, anonymous employee engagement survey. So our
Mhm.
employees are being given the link to ask their thoughts, their feelings about what's going well, not going well. And then we have the quantitative and qualitative methodology. And we try to look
Mhm.
into, high scores. We try to sustain, retain that, and then areas that were kind of low, we try to make sure also that we can address it via, FGD, focus group discussion, and have an active participation coming from people manager and the
Mhm.
employees.
Okay. All right. So, well, a few more women are watching us live. Angelica Villanueva and Melinda Malipico Mejeritos. So it's wonderful to learn how you nurture and empower women at your company. But before we end the show, we would like to know, what do you think are the strengths of women in the workplace? What makes us an asset at the company we work for?
Okay, I love that question. Being woman in the organization, I would say there's a lot of beauty and opportunity on having strong representation for women in the workplace.
Mhm.
Women can always have the heart to take care of his people. The nurturing ability of women is something that can strike the balance to make sure that you bring the people together. So there's a saying that if you walk faster, you do it by yourself. But if you walk together, you can be a stronger culture and a stronger organization. I guess that's the beauty of having women in the organization. You can look after one another, you can nurture each other, and you can take care for each other as well. I guess that's the first beauty of having women in the organization. The second one is physiologically, based on scientific study. Men used to have a linear brain, and women, we have, I would say, spiral brain. And given
Okay.
that, women can be in that, platform of having more creative juices, more insights, and you can also have the attention to details, which can balance the workforce with regard to innovating and developing, great things together. So
Mhm.
imagine not having women in the workplace, it can definitely be a boring organization. But if you have women in workplace as well, it can create that kind of dynamics and a lot of creation and I would say great development and magic as well in the organization. And lastly, women has that opportunity as well to make sure that you try to make sure that you can care and provide that kind of support to each other. You can be a cheerleader as well. As women, we can be more elaborate on that, and that's the beauty and the power of having women in the organization.
And what do you think? Why should other organizations do as you do in creating a workplace that empowers women?
All right, so I like that question, Bernadette. Having women in your workplace can definitely be very helpful for you guys, because it will give you a diverse workforce to begin with. There can be a richness in opinion, and there can be richness in representation, as well as richness in relationship. So if you're looking for that kind of opportunity, then you have that kind of vantage point as well to make sure that you can hire more women. And in the Philippines, guys, we have more women based on national census that can reinforce as well as provide that kind of creativity in your workplace.
Mhm. So that's a lot of potential to tap, really.
Right, right, Bernadette.
Okay, one of our viewers says, love that voice of employee at Mondelez Philippines. Employees expressing their ideas, raising concerns, and boosting productivity.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I think that's our time. Thank you once again, Miss Sheila Pangilinan, for being with us this afternoon. And happy International Women's Month to you and to all the women at Mondelez Philippines.
Thank you so much, Bernadette, and to all the viewers of Good Life. Have a good life and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.